In this video, I'm going to show you how using only 2 functions, very simply and quickly, we can build a user profile and find out who the current logged in user is. My name is Colin Kelly Cook. I'm an Office 365 and Power Platform developer. This is my channel where I share with you all my knowledge on everything Power Apps, SharePoint and Office 365. Please subscribe, set up an alert so you know when my latest video is out. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Okay, so we're aiming for under 5 minutes. Now, if it takes a little longer, I apologise. But believe me, these are 2 functions that you are going to use all over, and they're so simple, it hurts. So if you don't know these, you need to get to know these. The very first one, quite simply, we'll go to our app on start, and I'm going to create a new variable called user email. And I'm going to call the user function. Now the user function gets 3 pieces of information for the currently logged in user. Now while I'm developing, that's me, but if a user comes to use my app, that's that person. So automatically we know who that user is and we can go and do a whole bunch of stuff against that, which is amazing. Now I'm going to store the email because the email is going to be unique to that person and we're going to use that later on. So set user email, user.email. Let's just run on start and let's just check what that's coming out with. So user email, perfect. So we have the user email or my user email stored there, so we know who the logged in user is. Now you'll notice when that loaded up, it gave me 3 options. It gave me full name, email, and it gave me image. There's a whole bunch of other information that we can get with another really simple formula. So we go to connectors for this one. We need to add data, and in add data we're searching for Office 365 users. So we add that in. If we don't already have a connection, it'll ask you to create one. Because I already have one, I'm just going to add that in. And let's drop this label down. Okay. Now instead of user email, we're going to use Office 365 users function, which is part of that connector. And then we're going to go all the way down to use user profile version 2. And we're going to give it the user email address that I've just pulled, and we're going to say I want of that person's details their display name. Bingo bango, there we go, colin@fluidsharepoint.com and Colin Kelly Cook. Now no profile card would be complete without an image, so let's chuck in an image, and this time let's use Office 365 users.user photo version 2 user email, and there goes the call, and there's the image, and just for good measure let's chuck a border in there. So there we go, 2 functions, loads of information. There is a whole bunch more information in that Office 365 users. We can get direct reports, we can get all of the company information, job title, all sorts of glorious information to build profile cards. But look at that, in under 5 minutes we've basically built a personalized app, so we can even use that information to say, okay, when my user signs in, or welcome Colin Kelly Cook, perfectly personalized experience. Now since as we did that so quickly, and this is probably going to take me over the 5 minutes, let's build a functional app with that. So let's chuck a gallery in here, blank vertical gallery, and let's connect it up to a SharePoint site that I built earlier, database dev, my notes. Okay, now I've already added into this, I've got title and note, real simple. Just in my gallery, I'm going to chuck a label in here. This is going to be this item dot note. Okay. Now I'm going to add a text input. Oh, not in there. Not in there. I'm going to add a text input just under here. And again, it doesn't look great, but we're only trying to work out functionality, and then a button here that lets me add note. Okay, now I'm not going to go through this on here, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to patch the My Notes with the defaults, My Notes, and just to create a new record, but then in there the title is going to be the user email, and the note is going to be the text input to .text. Okay, so whatever I type in here and press add note, it's going to go and add that into my thing, and then we're just, for good measure, we'll do a refresh of My Notes so that we've got the most up-to-date information on there. Heidi-ho. Just need a semicolon at the end of that function. Okay, so now if we play this app, if I type something in here, this is a new note, and just add that, it'll appear down there. This is another note. Oh, that is huge, but you'll say, well, there's nothing special about that. Okay, that's just adding stuff into a gallery. However, if we go over here, I'm storing the user email against that. Now what I can use is a single database. Let's edit this in the grid view, add a new item and put in Dave at fluid-sharepoint.com. A note I don't want to see. Sorry, Dave, but that is of no interest to me. So now if we add another note in here, just so that we get that refresh, test note 2, just make sure we've come out of that, so that saves, and add note. Now I've got Dave's note in there, but that's not what I want. So in here we can now filter My Notes where title is equal to user email, and that's always going to be the logged in user, so that's going to change every time someone logs in. So when I log in, I'm only going to see my notes. If I log in or Dave logs in, he'll see his notes. So that probably took more than 5 minutes, not far off, but we've built an entire profile and a personalized experience for a database. Now I know someone asked me a very long time ago, how can I get that from an Excel spreadsheet? Exactly the same process. You just need an identifier in the Excel spreadsheet that identifies with the user, their ID, their email is always going to be unique, so I would generally go with that. And then you can create this personalized experience and only show people the information that relates to them. Hopefully that was extremely helpful, and hopefully you'll find some amazing uses for that and can think up some pretty cool Power Apps. So go out there, get creating, and look forward to seeing you again in the next video.